Hey, hello everybody. Sorry I'm a little late. Tried to find my headphones and I can't find them. So, oh well. How are y'all doing though? How is everybody? Give it like that. Let me check on my socials to make sure. Let me check on my socials. Okay, I can hear myself. I sound good. Okay. Trying to make sure. Um, So, man, it has been a crazy season one for me. Oh, let me see. Somebody said something in the chat. Hey, Darius. How are you? It's been a crazy season one. Like, I remember when I originally wanted to do this podcast that I was saying, like, oh, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And then I wouldn't do it. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get to it. Like, girl, do the podcast. And I finally decided, what was it? August of this year that I was going to do the podcast. And man, like I should have started sooner because I just felt like the podcast doing this is something that's how I know this is my gift that God has given me because I am it just comes naturally to me. I feel like I'm having so much fun being on this, like just doing the podcast, recording, uploading, making videos, making TikToks. Like I thought I was gonna be so nervous to get in front of the camera. I was like the first couple of episodes, I was definitely nervous. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I was, but eventually, I just started to settle in. I think you can see me settling in like towards the end of the season because I'm just like, okay, yeah. Like talking is flowing and everything like that versus my first episode, it's cringy. It is like overly edited. I took out all the the breaths, so it just looks like I'm just like talking and then it'll be a period and then boom, another sentence, another sentence. And I think like once I realized how long that had took me to edit, probably the second or third episode, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I am not editing like that ever again. Let me check to make sure that I'm live on my Facebook page. Like that ever again. Let me check to make sure that I'm not the playback. Okay. So I have my phone. I should have brought my iPad in here. But anywho, I'm gonna go down. I don't know. I'm gonna try to keep it an hour or less. I don't want to be here, crazy long. But before I do that, do y'all see the merch? This is a T-shirt that will be available on my Shopify store on Friday. Like the logo is big as day. It's here. Hello, online and reborn. So I will be yeah Friday at midnight. I'm going to let it go live. So let's talk about season one, the episodes. Let me get it together. Okay. So episode one was, oh, wow. I'm sorry. I was looking at my analytics like, Episode one was, why isn't that showing? Okay, episode one, the real truth about friends. Yes. So this episode was really near and dear to me because I used to struggle so much, y'all, with friends and creating friendships. Like, I felt like you had to be with me from sun up to sundown. Like, we got to be like this. I didn't really care about people having other friends because I just feel like that's just crazily unrealistic. But I was more so like, I just depended on these people to just be my support system, always be there, this and that. And it's like, sis, calm down, relax. You good? Like, calm down. So that's how episode 1 went. That was my first episode outside of the trailer. So I think it was 38 minutes. And I just remember after I recorded, I was like, that was a lot. I remember feeling like my throat was all dry and yo, I was sweating under those lights. Like compared to the lights that I have now, I have two lights, two newer lights that I just got off Amazon because my OG light broke down on me, like when I was supposed to be recording. But I had got yeah, these two lights, and bruh, that light that I had in season one, melting your girl. Like that's why the first half of the season I didn't wear any makeup. Cause I was like, I'm gonna be up here looking crazy. I'm gonna be melting, like looking like a whole Oompa Loompa trying to record the podcast. And so that was episode one, the real truth about Friends. And to date, that is my outside of the trailer, that's my highest viewed video. So hopefully, no, not hopefully, in season two, we're gonna knock that one out the way with another video. So episode two was called Building Your Confidence. Man, that was another episode that I really, really liked. And if I'm talking too fast, y'all tell me because I'll slow down. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and I'll answer them. But season two, not season two, episode two being about building your confidence, that was another banger for me because I had to learn how to rebuild my confidence all over again after I had children. Like when I first had my son, I no, before I had my son, baby, I knew your girl was fine. I was fine. I was a hot mom. Or no, I was a hot wife before I was a hot mom. Still am both. So like I was like, yes, this is it. Uh-huh. Yes, I love it. And once I gained the weight, like I think I talk about it in another episode, but for sure, when I was pregnant with my oldest son, our first son, I was 189 pounds at the end of that pregnancy. Baby, a whole truck, a whole baby, I was a big body Benz. For real. I was big body, big I was swole. So your girl was feeling some type of way about herself, about my body. And then fast forward, I have our second son. I didn't really gain a lot. I probably gained like 7 pounds with our second son because I had lost the baby weight from our first son and I like kept like 10 of the pounds. And I was fine because girl, thick thighs saved them lives. So I was okay with that. But after that, and I had our second son and I, gained like a little 7 pounds, I still was looking in the mirror like, girl, I don't like what I see. This is bleh. This is yuck. I don't like it. Yuck. It's giving yuck. So I had to learn how episode two, season one, episode two, is me talking about how I had to learn about building that confidence from within. Because when you build confidence in other people, trust me, your confidence is slowly but surely nose diving to the ground. You cannot depend on those other people. You need to depend on you. Okay? Yes. Episode three was therapy in a nutshell. I keep saying all these are my favorite, but y'all, it's my podcast. Why would they not be my favorite? Yes. So episode three about therapy, y'all. Yes, yes, yes. If you've listened to season one, you know how I feel about therapy. Therapy is like chef's kiss, baby. Therapy is what you need. Therapy is everything. Like it is just wonderful. So, episode three, I talked about therapy being that breakthrough moment in my life where I was able to really find myself again. Like I was praying, like, God, like, what's going on? What's up? Like, why do I feel like this? Blah, blah, blah. But man, oh man, I did not understand and know that that came from feeling um me not really feeling confident about myself. And I had let that thing like just really, really get to me. Hold on. I'm gonna go live on Instagram to bring the people in. So let's see. Hopefully, people will be able to hear. Okay. So, dang, I needed my phone for that. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get um the episodes pulled back up. One moment. Let me put it like this. And then I'll put YouTube like this. So if you're here on Instagram, I am live on Facebook and YouTube right now doing my hey babe, doing my live recap. So episode 3, hold on. Let me go to my channel real quick so that I can get the episodes pulled up. Y'all forgive me. The lives is not going to be like this because I didn't even title the video. um okay, episode 3, therapy in a nutshell. Yes, back to what I was saying. Therapy was the creme de la creme of me finding myself and me really being on top of discovering who I wanted to be as a woman, as a wife, as a mom, all of that. Like, I got so inspired to become better, and not just better like, oh, I'm gonna just do this to just say that, oh, I'm growing. Y'all know those trends. Everybody's, oh, I'm what they be saying? I'm manifesting, whatever the nonsense folks be talking about. But it's like, are you doing the real work? Because therapy is not always going to be um picture in picture. Babe, therapy is not always going to be something that is beautiful or pretty at the time. It really is not going to be like that. So you have to really, if you're going to start therapy, like, I'm going to give you the warning, it's going to be ugly, but it's going to get real, real ugly, like real nitty gritty ugly, and then it'll get better. So that's what I talked about in episode 3. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Episode 4 was the harsh reality of motherhood. Man, that was something because I becoming a mom, I love my children. I love being with them, all of that. But what is so funny to me is the fact that people try to make you feel horrible when you are like, listen, I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. And it's like, that should not be a problem at all, for the simple fact that that's life. Sometimes them gremlins be like annoying, like for real, for real. Let me see. Let me update the title. Hold on. Um, add a stream description. I'm just gonna say, look, y'all seen it live and direct. You're not perfect over here. Podcast recap. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, so the harsh reality of motherhood. Can you hear me on Instagram, babe? Oh, he's not even on there no more. Because I got my phone a weird way. So the harsh reality about motherhood essentially was just talking about how motherhood can really be ugly sometimes, and you're tired and you're not taking care of yourself, and people try to make you feel bad. Or maybe not even people. I just think society as a whole puts too much, not the airplane going over the house, puts too much emphasis on people and like parents. It'd be too much pressure. Like, baby, I can take a break and that's okay. It's not that serious. So that was episode 4. And by this time, I would say I was probably starting to get a little bit more comfortable. But like the next 2, let me see, was it the next 2? Yes, the next 2 episodes, baby, these were like um pearl clinchers. Like, ooh, should I really post this? I was nervous than a mug to post episode 5 and 6 because I was just like, man, this is getting in my business. So episode 5 was about forgiving my father for being absent in my life. Like, I remember when I was on the phone with him, I tried to ease it in there, like, yeah, Dad, Sunday, the episode is about you. I remember I was trying to like just so you're aware. Because I'm like, I don't know if you be listening to the podcast, but how long are you gonna be on? Is my husband for real? um, I don't know. I'll probably be on for like another 30 minutes. Why? Y'all, my husband is being a fan. I'm kidding. um, episode, yeah, so that I was very nervous to publish episode 5 because I knew that, at the end of the day, it was my truth. It was true. I don't want to miss the rest. Oh, you can catch it on the replay. Okay. I should be here when you get back. So he made me lose my train of thought, y'all. Oh yeah, the about the forgiving my father. That was kind of it was hard to have that like openness because I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't want folks judging me. Then I don't want folks like in my business or then I was thinking, oh dang, I don't want my dad to feel no type of way. But at the end of the day, what I love about podcasting is how I have gifted myself the space to be for real. Like I'm being for real, for real. Like this is what happened. This is how it made me feel. And I feel like that is the best thing that you can do when it comes to well, I'm glad I got bottoms on Instagram. That's the best thing you can do when it comes to podcasting. If you're interested in doing a podcast, that is something that's the number one thing you're going to have to do is be authentic. You cannot be on this platform trying to be someone else, baby. It's going to show because that's one thing. If you looking to go viral and you go viral for something, baby, I hope you're gonna be able to keep up with that audience. Like just me posting, I think I started posting frequently on the 18th of this month, and y'all numbers been doing crazy. And it's not even, and I love it, but it's also letting me know that there is space for me in this field. Like a lot of times I feel like with things like podcasting, it could feel so overwhelming because you're like, dang, well, I don't even know, like, what if anybody gonna watch my show or listen to my episodes or watch my stuff on YouTube? Listen, this is the prime time to do it because you get to create what you want. I'm telling you, and it's no shade to vidIQ, um, what is it called? TubeBuddy, Morning Fame. It's no shade to those type of platforms. If you're in YouTube, you know what they are. They're for SEO help and things like that. But that thing had me so wound up. I felt like I couldn't even create. Like I felt like I couldn't even be myself because I was so worried. Oh my gosh, I don't know if the number's gonna hit. Oh my gosh, I don't know if this is gonna be, good. I don't know, and all this other stuff. And it's like if you want to create something, create it, and then the right audience will find you. And that's what you want anyway, because you don't want to be trying to cater to everybody. If that was the case, there would not be multiple fast food restaurants or multiple, stores, Target, Walmart, Ulta, Sephora. Like if it was meant for everybody to go to one place, it would be one place. So don't be afraid to be you naturally because you'll be able to like I feel like if you're yourself naturally, like I said, the right crowd will attract you and attract themselves to you and they're growing with you. You don't have to be somebody else. Oh, look at my brother on here. Hey. Oh, what you doing? So that's how it was when I decided. I think probably about I started recording what I wanted to record around episode 11. I would love to tell you it was like episode 3. I was like, okay, bet I'm gonna stop watching my analytics. But no, I wasn't. So that's why I'm trying to tell y'all, like, don't be like that. Record what you want to record, whether it's music, whether it's a podcast, do what you want to do. And the people will find you. So episode 6 was another banger. Was another headbanger that I was nervous to post because I started talking about my childhood abuse that I experienced. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I do not want to post this. I don't want nobody being like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, oh, we about to go and, about to go beat this person up. And it's like, relax, everybody. It's okay. Um, and then I was also even looking at the analytics of that. Like, if you're on YouTube, trying to find a title that's searchable can be such a headache, y'all. Like, almost halfway through the season, I almost stopped. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I almost stopped because I was just like, this is so exhausting trying to do all this research on, oh, what are people searching? Oh, they're searching depression. Okay, let me try to make a video about depression. Man, listen, I wanted to, once I flipped the switch, I wanted to make stuff because I wanted to make stuff. It's nice and everything to know that people are searching for the topic that I'm going to be talking about, but I didn't want it. I didn't want to focus on that. And literally, once I stopped focusing on that, like I feel like my ideas, like you're gonna see it when season 2 starts, that this is really my podcast. Like this thing is not, because I feel like someone else is gonna want me to say it this way. Like this podcast is my doggone podcast. And you're gonna be able to tell it even the more in season 2 because your girl is gonna be cracking up. Like I'm here. Hey Kai, I'm here being me pretty much. So episode 7, I was still on the analytics train. you know, I looked, oh, what are people looking up? And I said, oh, people are looking up, people are searching dreams. How do I chase my dreams? How do I start living my dream? So I said, okay, I'm gonna make a pod. I'm gonna do an episode about how to stop quitting your dreams. And I mean, it was something nice that I genuinely did want to talk about, but we not there yet in the season where I'm like, okay, this is me. Like this is what I want to talk about. Not yet. So not that one. The next one I talk about the wife of the party. I'm a little bit in there. Like I got a toe in there now of me being in the, me being my authentic self. And that one was just about, finding your place as a wife. To all my military spouses, y'all know how difficult it is once you get married, especially once you start having children, to just be your authentic self. It can be so challenging to find that femininity in the military. Because baby, that you gotta wear the same thing every day. You dang near can't wear, you can't do drastic eye looks, and this ain't even too crazy. You can't right, Kai. You can't hey, Pastor. What you doing? You can't right, a robot. So like, I mean, since I've gotten out, I separated in 2019. And why when I get out, y'all, they had the nerve to switch up the regs. You can wear lashes now. You can wear colored hair now. Like, baby, what? This is crazy. But it's like I felt like I lost a piece of myself even when I was in the military, but especially when I became a mom as a wife. Because I'm like, okay, listen, I still like to do girly stuff. I like to go get waxed. I like to, do my pedicure. I don't do the nails, braids, ponytails, right. I don't do the acrylics no more, y'all, because I got my acrylics stuck underneath the cabinet and it lifted the nail. I almost went to see my maker. Never again. Never again. But I felt like being a wife, I didn't know where my place was. Like, okay, I'm not, the wife that wants to do all that planning. Or listen, y'all be knowing, like wives, y'all know the different type of cliques that be on the bases. You got the crafters, you got the soccer moms, you got the I am my husband's rank moms. Like, you got all different types. And it was just like it was really evident that I didn't know where I fit once I got out of the military. Because at least, when you're in the military, you got your work friends and you tolerate them because it's like, okay, well, who else am I going to complain to about this job? So I'm going to hang out with y'all. But it's like once I separated, I realized, dang, like y'all are really not my kind of people. A lot of y'all was like, why the heck was I even hanging out with y'all? Like, what? Morally, like, you are just not fit to be my friend. And that's kind of what I get into on episode 8, being the wife of the party. Because I feel like I'm the life of the party, but baby, I had to learn how to be the wife of the party. Like, how can I keep being myself and, feel like I am being someone that is authentic to me. I am still having fun because I love having fun. I love laughing. I love joking around, all of that. Like, just because I'm a mom and I'm a wife, I'm supposed to be at home and just sitting in a dark room, like, I'm just waiting for my husband to get home. Girl, no, I'm about to go to Target. I'm about to go to Target. So, episode 9, it's another one about motherhood, a mother and her prison cell. So that's when I kind of talked about how motherhood can really feel very, very crippling. Motherhood can feel like you are just in this box and you just cannot get out. Motherhood can feel like, oh my gosh, I am suffocating, I am choking, I am drowning. Like, what is happening? But you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face. I hope you do it. If you don't, why? So then you're supposed to go and wake your children up, supposed to be all happy and, oh, let's go make pancakes and eggs and blueberries and all this other stuff. And it's like, I'm sick of y'all today. Y'all are really getting on my last. Like, what is going on? And I like being realistic. Like, yes, do I love my children? Absolutely. I love my children. But I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, as soon as I wake up, my morning is just so much brighter and the sun just shines directly on my son's face and it just makes me feel so wonderful. No, sometimes I'm trying to square up, especially with the youngest one. He's the one that can get it the most because he be acting like his daddy. Like, why aren't you listening? What's going on? So that's how I got into episode 9. And I just think it was such a special moment that I gifted the moms to, know like you're not alone. It's okay that, you don't rock with your kids. Okay? It's fine. It's fine that you want to eat your snack in the car and you don't want to share. Girl, me too. Like, I didn't realize I did that until the other day, y'all. Like, how you wait in the car and you eat your food. I was just like, man, that kind of is me, y'all. Why the other day? I promise you, I did it. And I had pulled up in the driveway, put it in the garage, put the garage down, and I was sitting there eating my snack, and I was like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm hiding snacks from my kids. I didn't even realize I was doing it. And it was a good snack. And guess what? It was mine because I paid for it. So, like, mamas, just know you're not the only one that feels like sometimes your kids need a two-piece combo. They do because they be trying it. The toddlers are the worst with it because they will look at you and be like, and what? Oh, yeah, you said I couldn't play with that? About that. And you be like, God bless. Like, for real. So, yes, it's a safe space here. And that's why I feel like my podcast is such an authentic one because, like, I'm telling y'all, like, I don't want people to feel like, you know, they can't express how they feel, as a parent, because parenting is not a one size fits all. Like, how I parent my oldest, it doesn't always work for that youngest one. That youngest one that just want to try it, he might need a little bit more stern discipline than the oldest. Like, when I was a kid, if my mom just looked at me, baby, I was crying. I used to be like, what did I do? I'm already crying. Like, oh my gosh. So it's like, it's not a one size fits all. And like, it's just, I tell myself, if I can just be better than yesterday, like, I'm okay with that. Like, some days it sucks. I'm tired. I don't want to hear no whining. Don't ask mommy for no juice. Like, you just walked past your father and you came to ask me. Like, you live in a two-parent household. Why? Why are you asking only me? I don't understand that. Like, go ask your dad. You walked past your father to ask me for milk. Make it make sense. I don't get that. Stop doing that. So yeah, I let moms know, like, I love y'all. It's okay. We gonna get through this together. So episode 10, it's called After My Diagnosis of Major Depression. So this was another one that really, I sent her right to her dad, but she did. Yes, like, because baby, go get him. especially when he's not doing something. Like if he's busy, I get it. But like if he's genuinely not doing something, get to your daddy. So with episode 10 about after my diagnosis of major depression, that was another episode that was really near and dear to me because I had been diagnosed, I think once I got out of the military. Right, on the couch. I had got out of the military in 2019, so I think that's when I had got my diagnosis, and I remember I think in total, let me see, because on base, off base, mm, I've had like a total of either 5 or 6 therapists. Yes. So, your girl has been doing this therapy thing for a while. Like, shout out to me, shout out to them. But I remember when I knew something was not right because I just felt like I was just uncontrollably sad and just stricken with this sadness. And it wasn't like a sadness like, "Oh, my dog died." Like, wow. Like, no, it was like a deep rooted sadness, if that makes sense. Like people, any of y'all that have dealt with depression, that sadness is something like, oh my gosh, it is just deep, deep, deep. And that's how it felt for me. I felt like, and a lot of it had to do with also postpartum depression. I think I talked about that in episode 9. If not, I'm sure I mentioned it in episode 10. I did not know that I had postpartum depression until about 5 or 6 months into it. So I had my son, our oldest son, in December of 2018. I didn't feel like, okay, wait a minute, until after I got out of the military, because I got out of the military April of 2019. So I hadn't even, voiced that to anyone, but I just knew like how I was feeling. Like, I'm like, there's no way this can be right. Like, and I just want to pause here and just talk about how mamas, how we go to our 6 week checkup and they give you that little form to fill out, oh, circle this, circle that, whatever. Um, how many of y'all, how many, or no, I'm sorry, fast forward, rewind. When you have your baby, did they tell y'all, like, okay, did someone come in and speak to you briefly about baby blues? Anybody, any mamas on here? Did anybody, did they do that? Because for me, the nurse came in and, the lactation nurse, she was helping me out. And then another nurse had came in and she was like, we just want you to know that, we're gonna give you a pamphlet. Either they said it was gonna give me a pamphlet or she briefly explained like what baby blues was. Nevertheless, baby, the description that they give you for baby blues, it needs to be thrown out the window because baby blues is so similar in a few ways to postpartum depression. I'm sure this is one of the reasons why most women just say, "Oh, well, I just have baby blues. I'll get over it. It's nothing." And it's like, oh no, it's something. And I just remember that I just kept telling myself, "Oh, it's fine. I'm going to get better." And months went by and I was just like, something is not right. And just even having the courage to even admit something like that was so hard for me because I'm like, okay, one, I didn't watch too much TV because I don't know if these people gonna bust in here with the cops and try to take my child. Like, I don't know what these people are gonna try to do to me. That's the first thing. Second, I'm scared out of my mind because I'm like, okay, well, what happens to me? Like, what if I tell them, like, okay, I'm having these really bad thoughts. I really don't want to be around my child. Like, what they gonna do to me? Where are they gonna put me at? Like, pause on the child because he can go with his dad. What about me? Where am I going? So that little questionnaire that they had me fill out, I just feel like it's such a it's such a band-aid to the larger problem of women not getting the proper health care after they have children. And that's That's what I think the bigger issue is, that women are not comfortable enough to tell someone that they are experiencing these things. So now my postpartum depression turned into major depression because I had it for by this time, by the time I actually got my diagnosis, I had probably been in a deep depression for about 8 or so months. Like eating little, really not really wanting to get out the bed. Some days I would not even, be wanting to keep up with my appearance. Some days, I'm like, I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and get in the shower. Like, not like I was completely missing out on, keeping myself clean, but it was just like I had no desire to even want to shower, even want to eat, even want to take care of myself. So that episode 10, I really wanted to give mamas a space and just shout them out and let them know that they are loved and that, listen, this thing is real. Like, I remember my sister had her child. I remember I was texting that girl like, "How you feel today? Like, are you having any thoughts? I am not judging. I just want to know." Like, you need somebody that's gonna be like, "How are you feeling?" Not the cookie cutter, "Oh, how's baby? How's," like, listen, now after having 2 children, when my friends have children, when my sisters have children, or, anybody in my family have children, I ask, "How are you doing?" I say, "How are you and the baby?" Like, I think a lot of times people dehumanize the mom because it's like, or even go a step further, the dad. Like, I remember when I had my son, they were like, "Oh, mama, how are you? How are you? Do you need anything? Do you need anything?" And they would just walk right past my husband and leave. I used to be like, "You're not gonna ask this man if he's thirsty, if he's hungry, if anything." Like, dads need that support too. So, that's episode 10. Shout out to the people that deal with mental health, that are working on it, that are genuinely wanting to be better. I love y'all. I support y'all, and we gonna do this. So, episode 11 was about family funerals and lost time. So, in this episode, I talk about how I went back to Houston. I'm born, a lot of people don't know because I say I'm from Houston, but I was born in Palmdale, California on a winter day. No, I'm just kidding. And March 15, 1996, a true baddie was born at Lancaster Antelope Hospital, or wherever the hospital was. But in Palmdale, California, that's where I was born. And then I grew up in Houston, Texas, Most City, Stafford, Texas. That's where I grew up. So that's majority of my time, I would say I grew up. And then I finished like the later side of middle school and graduated high school in Indiana. But baby, I'm not claiming that state. That's just me. Feel how you want to feel. I'm not doing it. Um, but I felt yeah, so Houston is where I say I'm from. So I went back to Houston because my mother's brother had passed away. And I remember, bruh, when I got off that plane, like, how many of y'all have moved away from your hometowns and then gone to visit, after years? Y'all, it had been 14, yes, 4 years since I had been in Houston, since moving away. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I feel like I was in like a movie. Like, anybody that's been a hobby airport, it's big for no reason. Just big, big, big. Texas, you would think Texas is a cult because as soon as you hop off the plane, here go the Texas state right here. Texas, 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 Texas Hold'em, Texas get 'em, Texas rounded up, everything Texas. So Lone Star State, cows, and I mean everything was everywhere, and I was just like, I'm home. This is where I belong. And I so when I got off the plane, I was just like, oh my gosh, like wow, like I felt such a sentiment just getting off the plane because I remember like, man, like I really grew up here and it's been so long and it's so sad. And I talk about it in episode 11 about how sad it is when people pass that families, oh, we're all, come together because they have to go to the funeral or the repast. And it's like, I almost felt very guilty in a way because this was the time that I was like, this is what I'm there for. I'm here for a funeral. It's like, dang, like all this time has passed and I haven't seen y'all. So I remember at the yeah, like the morning of the funeral, we had went to my aunt's house and I saw my grandma. I hadn't seen my grandma in a long time. I saw my aunt, and it was such a surreal moment because I'm like, man, the last time y'all seen me, I was a young girl, and now I'm a grown woman. And I was just like, man, like, dang, so much time has passed. Like, what the heck? And I kind of felt a little awkward in the beginning because as I'm seeing more people walk in the door, I'm looking and I'm like, this looks like so and so, but I don't know. Like, ask my sisters and my mama, I would tell them in a second. What Kiki Palmer say? I'm so sorry to this man because I don't know who that is. Like, who are you? Y'all, the most embarrassing thing happened because I'm gonna say it because I know my cousin is not on here. But y'all, we were at the repast and my cousin was there. And y'all, he was like, "Hey, cousin." So I'm looking behind, like, me? And he was like, "Yes." And so he had said my mom's nickname. He was like, I was like, "You know my mom?" And he was like, "Yes, I know your mama." And I was like, "How you know my mama?" And girl, y'all, the whole time this man was my cousin. I thought this man was my uncle. Child, I had to take a shot for that because celebrate. Because what the heck? How the heck did I think that this man was my uncle and he's my cousin? Like, literally mind blown. I told my mom, I said, next time everybody need to wear name tags. Like, for real, because this is ridiculous. I'm meeting everybody, at the family reunion when your mom drags you to the table of people you don't know. And you're like, oh, this is my daughter. And they're like, oh, I remember you. I used to change your diapers. And you just got to smile and just be like, oh, thanks. Like, mama, why would you do that? I don't know those people. Why? And that's how I felt, in episode 11, like just doing the recap. I was like, man, family is family has always been important to me. And it will always be important to me, especially, having the time that I had in the military. It's so many children in the military that their family like does not come see them. There are so many people in the military that they cannot visit home because it's so expensive and they or if they go home nobody visits them. Nobody talks to like the not even to get too crazy deep into it, but that is literally why the suicide rate is so high in the military because people are not checking in on each other. Like I realized like dang, 14 years had passed since I had even seen the uncle that passed away. Like and probably a little longer than that. And I was like, man, like I wish I could turn back time because I would call or I would, say, hey, like look, look what I'm doing. I have a family now. Like look, I'm married now. And it's like, man, like that thing really hurt my heart because I was like, life is so short. It's such a small time that we have on this earth to make a difference, y'all. And like we meet so many people, and that's why it's so important for us to just be nice people because you just never know who you might meet. You might meet somebody that they're on their last straw and you say, "Oh girl, I like your hair." Like I will compliment somebody in a minute. And the amazement that comes over people's face when you compliment them, they be like, "Oh, thank you." And it's like, "Oh, yes, girl." You're like, you're wearing that shirt or, "Oh, I like your shoes," whatever the case may be. Like time is so you never know. And it's like that it really had me looking like, "Man, I cannot waste any more time. I cannot waste any more time. I will text that person and say, I love you. Hey, girl, thinking about you. Dang, girl, I miss you. I want to hang out. Don't be prideful." Because in episode 11, I really understood like it didn't feel like 14 years, but it was 14 years since I had last seen my uncle. And now, I'm seeing him, but I'm seeing him, in his casket. Like, I can't say, hey, uncle, it's me. Like, I'm here. I'm here to see you. Like, it was a very, very hard thing to deal with. But I'm glad that, I was able to experience something like that for the sole reasoning that I told myself when I left the funeral and I left Texas and I came back to Georgia, I was going to be intentional about what I do with my time and who I give my time to. Because I feel like so many of us have leeches in our lives. We have so many people that are just gleaning off of our energy, gleaning off of our dreams, off of our, wish list, off of, our hard work, and they just riding your ride. Like, no, baby, next year, I promise you, you're not gonna like if you hear from me, it's because I want you to. Like I just don't have that kind of time to be entertaining things that really are not going to give me anything, you know? So, episode 12, I talked about living your life on autopilot. So, that ties into what I just said. I think it's very important for us to take more moments to really be intentional. Intentional? Yeah, that's how you say. Your brain ever like intentional, yeah. I think I think it's really nice for us to be intentional about our lives. When we wake up in the morning, listen, before I go to bed, I come in my office. That's where I am now. I ain't gonna show y'all because it's a little messy. But that's where I come and I write a top 5 on a sheet of paper. And I always put 2 things that I know for sure, no matter what, I'm gonna get done. So I'll put the gym because y'all, if y'all follow me on social media, like I'll be in there. But I put the gym and then I'll put like, so say if I have to go to the post office, I'll put that on there because obviously I know that these are 2 things that I'm gonna fulfill. And I've noticed I started doing it, maybe like a week ago or maybe a couple of days ago. There is just something so uplifting that when I come back to that list, I can say, "Oh, dang girl, you did all 5 today." And it's like and it helps me be able to utilize my time more. Like, don't put your life on autopilot because you don't know how much time you have. Like, you don't know how much time you have. Who's to say that you have 20 more years? Like, baby, you can have 20 more days while you plan. Like, you just don't know. And that's so true, Kai. Mom brain, like, that's another reason why I'm writing it down. Or I'll say, I'll tell Siri to write something down from, add it to my reminders list. Like, build good habits. Like, if you know you are a person that is forgetful, baby, write it down. Like, come on, we're adults now. Like, I'm gonna need you to start being more accountable. If you know that you're like for me, I have low blood sugar. So I literally have to make sure I eat. Sometimes if I know I got a full day of content, let me go ahead and set an alarm to eat because your girl will be up in here working and only ate a graham cracker. Like, that's just me, and I'm trying to be better, but I know that. So that's kind of what episode 12 talks about, just not being on autopilot because life is too short for that. And you'll mess around and miss precious moments because you are so focused on, oh, I'm just going with the flow. I'm just living my life. Like, okay, okay, living your life. Episode 13, I get into we got like 4 more episodes left. So I'm doing good on time. Episode 13, we get into motherhood changed my lifestyle and perspective. So that really helped me. That episode is about how I just it's kind of I guess it kind of ties into episode 12 about the autopilot. I just started looking at stuff differently. Like, I realized that if I'm going to be a parent, I can't be I can't be trying to parent from a place of fear. Like, how many parents have experienced, like, say you've experienced a traumatic event, say, you almost drowned when you were a kid, so you are so fearful about your children being around water, and you like, oh no, like, y'all can't go swim, whatever the case may be. Like, motherhood has really taught me how to change my perspective on things and make sure that I'm parenting from a place that is not out of fear. And if I am fearful, let me not inflict that fear on my children. Like, let me, don't get me wrong, like, I'm still going to warn them of things, but I am now parenting from a healed place. So I don't want to try to shelter them so much. So, in a negative way, because then when life does give them that first punch, baby, it's going to knock them out. Like, have y'all ever grown up with somebody that is so spoiled? And there's nothing wrong with being spoiled. So I'm not knocking nobody that, I feel like there's a difference between being spoiled and then just being always bailed out. I feel like you can spoil your children and they can still be great children to grow up to be great people and wonderful people in the world. But if you are always bailing your child out, out of situations that they have gotten themselves into and they knew better, and you did not allow their consequence to, sit with them, you are teaching them that, oh, you can just do whatever you want and mommy and daddy will save you. And that's kind of what I talk about in episode 13 about, the perspective of motherhood and how I had to make sure that I was not cradling my children too much, but still, being protective because I should be and I want to be. So, episode 14, I talk about low self esteem, no problem. So, it kind of ties back into episode 2 about building confidence. And I'm talking about how when you have low self-esteem, it affects many different aspects of your life. I don't remember exactly the points that I made in that video, but you're gonna have to go watch it because it's a good one about making sure that your self-esteem is high because life is gonna life. Life is gonna do what it does, but you wanna make sure that your self-esteem is tied into you or something greater than yourself, as people would say. Like my self esteem is tied into my faith for sure, because I know that people are going to be people. They're going to make mistakes and they're going to let me down. That is okay. That's expected. Like I let myself down sometimes. Like, girl, you said you was going to do this and you didn't do it. So why? So it's like it happens, but don't be so to the point where it now affects your self-esteem, and don't put your self-esteem in people because people are going to do what they do. And, you know, it's just not wise to do that because what if that person changes their mind about you and they no longer, want to be with you, or they don't want to do the thing that that you're used to them doing, and now you about to have a whole heart attack. And for what? Like, so don't do it. Episode 15, I talk about self sabotage. Self sabotage is something that I really, really enjoy talking about because I feel like a lot of people are not aware that they are self sabotaging themselves. Like you are standing in your own way, baby. Like you're blaming everybody else. Hey, sis, you're blaming everybody else about why your life is like your life. How many of y'all have met people that they literally, it's always somebody else? It's always somebody else doing this. Oh no, man, if I just had the right job, if I just had the right girl, if I had the right boy, like if I would have never had those kids, if I would have never married him or her, like all these other excuses, like, okay, but what about you? Because the common denominator in all these situations is you. The people are changing, but you are still there. So something has to be with you. So don't self sabotage. I talk about that in episode 15 because it's very important to know that a lot of times it's you and it's not them. We are very quick to say, oh, them, but baby, sometimes it really is you. And if you want to progress in life following your dreams, next year, you can start today. But if you're about that New Year's resolution stuff, you need to make sure that you are not standing in your own way this upcoming year. So many people are now in content creation, i.e., me, doing their thing musically, being an artist, whatever. You need to make sure that you are not standing in your own way because you're not going to progress. Like you're not going to get far if you can't even acknowledge the fact that you don't believe in yourself. Like, you don't even believe that you can do this. Like, baby, I hype myself up to a point of it might even be delusional to some people. I don't care. I told myself, baby, I want 100K followers on YouTube this year, the upcoming year. I could also, talk myself out of it and look at the analytics that say, oh, statistically, it takes 4 years to get 100,000 followers. Okay, baby, for you. But if I say that that's what I want to do, something about me, if I want to do it, I'm going to put my mind to it. And that's how y'all have to be about your goals. Like, I just made a TikTok about it the other day. Don't write it down if you're not going to do it, because why are you wasting trees? Why are you wasting paper? Like, don't do that. Literally, don't do that. Yes, Kai, I really think you can do that. Like, compete in CrossFit, girl. I see you. You need to do that for real. We gonna talk. But yes, I see. I could definitely see that. Like write it down, and like just how I was just talking to my homegirl. Like you want to surround yourself with people that are going to support your dream. You don't need no negative Nancy that's gonna be like, oh well, girl, well you just had a baby, so okay, and I'm gonna still be in CrossFit. So what's the problem? You want somebody that's going to be supportive. Get you a support. I ain't saying the whole entourage, because you don't sometimes you have too many people, it's too many cooks in the kitchen. You got people that's trying to, okay, well, I'm about to do it too. Okay, baby, do it, but you're not gonna do it better than me. That's the thing. One thing about it, you're not gonna outdo me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, you guys. So, like, you want to make sure that that support team is there to help you self sabotage. No, sorry, to help you not self sabotage. They will call you out, like, girl, you're doing it again. Why haven't you posted? You're doing it again, you know? So make sure that those people are there in your life to help you. Episode 16 is about mutually beneficial friendships. Y'all know how I feel about friends. Like, And I talked about the three different types of friends. I think I said a leech. I said, I would love to tell you the other parts, but I don't remember. I know it was a leech. Well, you need to go watch the episode because I don't remember the other two ones, the other two things. But I think I had said three personality traits. Um, oh, the stone thrower and something else. You know, pretty much when you get in a friendship, you want to make sure that this friend is going to be somebody that is mutually beneficial for you. You want to make sure that this friend is going to be there for you just like you're there for them. You want to make sure that this friend is not just draining you because y'all, I had so many draining friendships last year into this year that I had to really, really, through therapy, cut them people off. Those people are not worth your time. I just felt like I was always giving, giving, giving. And that's just me by nature. But, baby, let me tell you, as you grow, you cannot just keep saying, oh, well, I don't mind. That's just me. Baby, people will use you. People will abuse you because they know that they can get something out of you. You don't want to be that person. No, no. Mm-mm. Okay, wait. Mommy's on live. Okay, can you go get Braylon? Okay, thank you. Y'all. That being mutually beneficial, it is something that really does have a lot to do with why people cannot find sustainable friendships. I truly believe that. Like, I have the same best friend. I have two I have a few best friends actually. But my longest best friend, Naraya, we've been best friends since 2008, I believe. And it's like it's hard to find relationships that can last like that long because I think people have fooled themselves into believing that they can just take and then give you the bare minimum. Like, I don't know what type of transactions y'all are used to, but you cannot just take from someone and expect them to keep dishing out. You can't even do that at the bank, baby. If you only have $2 and you put an extra zero at that ATM, it's going to tell you that you have insufficient funds. So, why don't we do the same thing in our friendships? When you're draining me and you're taking from me and you're not willing to put the energy back, baby, you're going to have to go. Like, that's just that. I'm going to have to separate myself from you because you are not pouring into me. Like, I have to. Ooh, 1 second. My computer is about to die. 1 second. It be like that, y'all. This is why I love this because I get to really like show y'all the process. It be like that. Whole charger about to die. Whole computer about to die. But yes, sis. My sister said, yes, yes. Me and my best friend have an over 20-year friendship. Like, bruh, that just does not happen normally because people don't know how to be legitimate friends. And it's not saying we always gonna be on the up and up or we always gonna talk every day, but it's like don't drain your friends. That's not okay. It's not fair either. You don't want that friend to always be the one. You don't want your friend to always be like having to just go the extra mile for you and do this and do no, baby, that's draining. Your own job, if it's draining you too much, you would find another job. So why are you letting somebody drain you like that? No. You want to know more about the friendships and personality traits? Episode 16. You need to go watch it. So we got 2 more episodes and then I'm going to let y'all go. Episode 17 was about embracing your feminine woman. This was such a fun episode for me. I had my makeup so flawless that day. Like, I had some pink going on. It was so pretty. I definitely think as a woman, it is necessary, y'all, for us to be feminine. doing our hair. If you like makeup, do that. If you like getting your nails done, do that. Like, it is very, very important to be a woman that can be feminine, because it's already so many things in this world, y'all, that try to make us hard on the exterior, make us hard on the interior. And it's like, find something where you can just be free, be your baby. If it's shopping, do it responsibly. Like, if it's cooking, do it, like, whatever. Like, I found I enjoy crochet. Like, I like to use my Cricut. I like to do my makeup. I'm back into makeup. Like, I found things that made me feel good, because if you're a mom, if you're a wife, you make everybody else's day, you make sure everybody else is good. Why are you neglecting you? You cannot be on E still trying to provide energy and gas and fuel to someone else. You are going to get tired. And burnout, one thing about the body, I had to learn the hard way a couple times, is that when you are tired, your body is going to sit your tail down somewhere. It's going to make you sit down. Whether you want to or not, you're going to sit down. So why not just say, you know what? I'm overworked. I'm gonna take some PTO and I'm gonna go take me a little 3-day, trip with my band, or 3-day trip with my girlfriends. Like, baby, do it. I'm encouraging that all year, all next year. Take those trips, because time is way too short. No, no, mommy's not done yet. I'll be out in a second. Okay, go sit down, please. Where's Braylon? Okay, go with Braylon, okay? Go watch TV. So the last one, episode 18, the final episode, was about silent expectations. And I really wish I had time to do a part 2 before I just closed out the season, but I had some lighting issues. So I had to just abruptly end season 1, because it was going to end like Christmas. But anywho, season 2 will be better. No, go sit down, please. Okay, so season 2 will be, much better. But Silent Expectations, this is a really good episode, and I really think you guys should really go back and listen to it for real, because Silent Expectations will have you so bitter with people and so bitter in this world, in your life, that you will just not want to fool with anybody. You will be so irritated and just so disgruntled with people because of expectations that you never even voiced. Like, silent expectations is when, if I like date nights and you don't really like date nights like that, but I kind of like mentioned it, like, here women, how we do, where, man, like, it would be nice, or we send our husband or our boyfriend, some flowers on Instagram, or a purse. Man, this is cute. Trying to give little hints, ladies. We do it all the time, and the men just don't even be realizing. So, say you're doing that, and your birthday's coming up and you're expecting this purse now, but you have not actually said, I want this purse. You just been kind of throwing it out, and you expect him to, pick up on your cues, whatever the case may be, and he doesn't get you the purse. You're going to be pissed. Like, you're going to be upset. But now, are you upset that he didn't get the purse, or are you upset that he didn't read your mind? Because if you've never actually vocalized it, is that fair to fault him for that, or fault people for things that they know nothing about? Like, I had this so bad, and sometimes I have to even check myself, like, okay, Shania, you did not tell that person that. You know that that's how you feel here, but you did not say it here. You did not vocalize that you don't like that, or you want them to show up for you this way. So I think it's so nice that that was the last episode, because that's something that y'all should take into the new year. Do not carry your life in silence. If it's something that someone is doing that you don't like, speak up. If it's something that you want somebody to show up differently for you this year, speak up. The worst they could do is say no. And guess what? We replace them. Like, maybe the job will replace you. So replace them. Like, There are people, what I've learned in my therapy journey is that there are people that will love me beautifully. They will love me and they will be there for me. Like, these people really, really will cherish who I am as a person. There are people out there that will be, girl, that's what you want. Girl, I love that for you. I love to see people on social media say, "Oh, I love that for you." Yes, sis. Like, we don't have to be jealous of each other. We don't have to, walk around in this world like, "Oh, I couldn't do, nah, I don't trust." Like, no, there's people that will not try to step on your dreams. They will be there for you. Stop. No, you cannot come in here. Go in your room, please. Go. They'll be there for you. So just be encouraged and know that you don't have to, you don't have to walk around in fear. The worst they could say is no. So why not try? So that is my 2022 podcast recap. Do y'all have any questions before I let y'all go? I appreciate y'all being here. Like, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. I feel so special. Oh, listen. This is going to be on my website, my Shopify store. It's going live midnight Friday. Y'all are the first people to hear about it. So it's going live Friday. I'm so excited because, y'all, it's so soft. It's a Bella Canvas shirt too. And listen, I did not think the logo was going to be this big. I love, like, Instagram. I love it. It's beautiful. Like, it's everything. And I wanted a very simple logo. I literally got on my computer. I had a dream about it. Like, he be talking in my dreams. So I literally saw this on a shirt, on a yellow shirt. That's when I had first made that first shirt in episode 14 about low self-esteem. And so those shirts, those colors will not be available on the store because I've rebranded into my brand colors. So what I'm gonna do is who knows, maybe I'll open the store tomorrow. No, I might open it Friday. Or maybe I'll open it a little early on Thursday night. But anyways, so some shirts that y'all have seen me wear, they will not be on the store because those are shirts that I made myself. But the shirts that are on my store are going to be my brand colors. So this is tan, I think. And then I have a maroon color. I have an olive color. I have a couple of different colors. So just know, if you want to look at it now, because it is unlocked, it is www.ulrbpod.com. If you want to go take a look, I am, letting people know that, I am working with Printful. So this is a print on demand company. So when you place the order, they will then print it and then ship it to you. Turnaround time, total time processing and everything is about a week and a half. So just be aware that since it's not coming directly from me, it's not something that can just come to you in 7 days. It may take up to 2 weeks. But I thank y'all so much for stopping by. I love y'all. And that was how season 1 was for me. It was a blessing. I had some funny moments. Some moments I was about to cry. Sometimes I was mad about to square up with the equipment because I forgot how to use it. And season 2 is lit. You didn't hear it from me, but a birdie told me season 2 launches Sunday. But you ain't hear it from me. Not for me, as I put my imaginary 30-inch bust down behind my ear. Let me get off of here because, as you can see, my children, clearly, they need their mama. Love y'all. Talk soon. Bye. Uh-oh.